Yeah.
Please.
This mic is live. How you feeling, sir?
Good evening, everyone. Right. Good, bro.
Good evening, County Sir.
All right, sir.
As well.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You gonna put it over?
Yes, sir. Fine job, sir. Councilman Moore, group did a fine job. I like the way it's central, right on the.
Test. Madam Attorney.
All right.
Madam Attorney.
Go ahead and do it.
Test. Madam Attorney, can you hear us? Oh. Yes.
Hey, we're trying to call you, see if you, can you hear us? All right, awesome. Thank you.
Madam Attorney, just another quick check.
Good afternoon.
Awesome. Thank you. Secondary. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Today is Monday, June 3rd, 2024. Look at this. It is half the year gone on already. does. All right. Today is June 3rd, 2024. We're here in the Honorable Mary Jo Haywood Council Chambers here in the city of Camilla on the first floor at City Hall. And at this time, I'd ask if there is a motion to approve the agenda for this evening.
Motion approved. Second.
A motion's been properly second. And Madam Clerk, please be a roll call.
Councilman Burrow,
Yes.
Councilman Morgan,
Yes.
Councilman Collins,
Yes.
Councilman Powers,
Yes.
Councilman Palmer.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Thank you, council, and thank you, Cheryl. At this time, are there any speaker appearances?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Let's see.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
No complaints. I understand I just want to compliment y'all for a job well done.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I look around the city here lately, right away being mowed, all out toward the city limits. Right away, it doesn't look good when you come into the city. I noticed, progress been there over at the, Boston Club. We're moving. They had a little setback while I was raining, but they're getting the job done. I'm just pleased with the overall thing that the city's done in the last few years. And I looked at the infrastructure, doing well there. One thing I see might be wrong was coming up by the PNC Bank. They got those markers you need. This, what is it, the stripes and curve markers in the road.
Yes, sir.
But direction is a neat thing. I'm very pleased with Toon Park. Looking good over there. I don't think bathroom quite finished yet, but they've done a tremendous job. It's gonna be a quick improvement to the city. Folks come in and they can see. I think it's been beautified, and I noticed that a lot of these elaborate houses is you done away with in a strategic manner. I'm very pleased with the operation of this city. Y'all done a great job. I know you get a lot of opposition, but through all that, you still persevere. By the grace of God, I hope everything continues to move forward like it is. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dixon. And council, my apologies, Mr. Dixon triggered a thought of mine. I had it at the bottom of the agenda here written down, but we needed to do, there's two items here, but the second one I can counter on the other as it relates to the an update on the hotel survey. But since I'm gonna ask for this motion anyway, then I'll go ahead and include those two, but I'll wait to do that, council. Just to, let me check first to see if there's any other speaker appearances. Okay, hearing none, we'll move forward. Council, at this time, is there a motion to amend the agenda for tonight to add consideration for designating or reserving that green space over at Toombs Park, considering the bathrooms? That's what Mr. Dixon triggered my memory on, because those bathrooms are almost done. So the motion, council, or the proposed motion is there a motion to consider reserving the green space across from Toombs Park for entertainment and recreational purposes? Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
A motion is properly second, and again, council, this is just to add to the agenda. Is there any discussion? As Mr. Dixon mentioned, we're about, a week and a half, maybe two, away from the bathroom being completed over there at Toombs Park. How does that sound to you, Mr. Manager? All right.
That is correct, Mr. Mayor. They just have a few more items on their punch list, and then we should be ready to go.
Okay. As we've said, when we embark on this project, is that the addition of these bathrooms will turn Toombs Park into a venue now. because there's actually bathrooms on the basketball side, there's bathrooms on the pavilion side, which obviously will open that space up for a lot more than what's happening over there right now. Ironically, the space that is across the street from that green space typically, when you go to Q Public and the tax assessor's website, that space lights up the same way the basketball court does. And as you know, we have a 50-year lease or intergovernmental agreement with the housing authority, use that property for the next 50 years. So because that green space is part of that parcel, and just double checking with our city attorney this morning, with the addition of the bathrooms, it's just time to open that space up for something other than parking, if you will. There's a tremendous amount of opportunity there, not to mention potentially adding more development down the road. So that's what this motion is about. And I should have, but again, I don't have to do it here because we're not voting on it. I just added on other, but I'll talk about the hotel survey that will start next week. I had another deal to make sure that we just stick with the germane purpose of this motion. All right. Any other comments? All right, again, council, the motion is to add this item to the agenda to be voted on when we get there as an action item for tonight. Okay. All right, ready for the question? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, council. All right. So at this time, we'll move to action item number 1. The city manager, if you want, I can go ahead and just roll right into that.
Please.
Yes, sir. All right, so council, the first item is a 1-day permit for sale of alcohol beverages to the Flint River Arts Council for a FRAC, and they're over at the Chamber of Commerce. And this event is scheduled for July 26, 2024. And again, this is a 1-day permit for sale of alcoholic beverages. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
A motion is properly second. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, council. All right, item 2, again, was the item that you just voted on, council, Toombs Park. And basically, just want to put this in stone, and we can do this verbally by voice vote, just to make sure the city manager knows the intent of the council and what we can be doing with that green space over there. So at this time, council, is there a motion to reserve that green space across from Toombs Park associated with the parcel number related to the basketball court? Is there a motion to reserve that green space for entertainment and recreational purposes? Is there a motion?
So, second.
Motion is properly second. Any discussion?
Is this looking at also turning it into an entertainment zone? Or, you know?
Yeah, so, again, everybody, Court North. Okay? Councilman, you're absolutely correct. So that the folks understand, the reason we're doing a voice vote tonight is because of how Councilman Morgan just pointed out, in order to turn it to a entertainment zone, we would have to designate that. And that may come in the form of an ordinance, or maybe with some rezoning type stuff. And obviously, that's not something that we're doing tonight. But the idea, before this year is out, is to turn that area into an entertainment zone. And I want to thank our Mayor Pro Tem for jumping all over this morning, as it relates to this. The idea is that not only for entertainment purposes, but food trucks, the whole nine, that area is right now. And having that kind of economic activity in the housing authority is a tremendous economic boost for that community. And also, if it really takes off, it just justifies more down the road in the investments that we're already making in that area. So it's a great question. Yes,
Mr. Mayor, if I may, council, is there any intent for us to fence it and or gate it and or make a driveway up for the food trucks in that area?
so that's a great question, the city manager. I think at this juncture, correct me if I'm wrong, council, outside of the funds that have been expended already, I suspect, the way that this council moves is that further development of that area will come down the road.
So I think you planning for it.
That's right. And in the meantime, the food trucks just hit that curve real quick and going up there. But yeah, absolutely, Mr. City Manager, and thank you for saying that. And I suspect that you'll probably see something like that probably in the upcoming budget, related to additional slots and or economic development. Great question. Any other comments?
What's the zoning in that area right there?
Yeah, so I don't have that in front of me. However, it is, as I mentioned before, it shares the same parcel as the basketball court. So I suspect that an element or derivative of recreation, is inside of there. And as a matter of fact, thank you. And because that question is there, we got a couple of minutes. And everybody, this site here, if you ever wanted to know about property or that type of thing, you can go with Q Public, QPUBLIC, and under Mitchell County, and it'll pull up the entire county. And what I'm doing right now is just zoning in on the city of Camilla. And I love this part, because you try to find those parcels. Just work with this. You guys seen them before? You see right there, when I hit the basketball, that green space over there lights up too. And this is, does E1 exempt? And Councilman Palmer, you see what you're looking for. I see E1 exempt here, but the assumption is if the basketball court is lighting up and they're sharing the same parcel, then it's obviously ready for any additional recreation purposes. And I think the question that Councilman Palmer asked meets up very nicely with the statement made by Councilman Morgan. Because as we mentioned, later this year, we're going to have to get into those zoning considerations if we need to do anything with zoning as it relates to that. Hence the reason why tonight, via voice vote, we're just saying or letting the city manager know that this is what this particular area is supposed to be used for: additional recreation and or entertainment purposes as it relates to Toombs Park. And later this year, we'll get into the other nuances if need be. That's a great question, Councilman Palmer. Thank you. All right. Any other comments? All right, council, we have a motion that's been properly seconded. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, council. All right. All right, item, for action items for next week, June 10th. The consideration of MEAG voting delegate and an alternate. Council, are there any questions related to that? We do this every year for the most part, especially when there are elections. And apparently there are going to be 3 vacant seats on the MEAG board coming up. Our delegates right now, the city manager is our main voting delegate. Councilman Palmer is our alternate. So the question is, are there any other nominations other than what we already got, or we're just hanging with that? Okay. All right. Good deal. All right. So next Monday, Juneteenth gonna be heading this way. You know what I mean? For June 10th, these 3 council members will keep this as an action item. Okay, thank you. All right, and telecommunications project, preliminary final settlement and deposit designation. Any questions regarding that, council? All right, and as you're aware, a couple of 3 years ago, we sold a portion of our telecom that was with MEAG. MEAG has telecom stuff back in the day, and in addition to selling energy, if you will. So part of that residual going forward is $6,562. I believe this is evergreen. So it'll just go right into our MEAG flexible account. And so the idea is that it's just for GPS we usually do, we'll just vote if that's where we want to keep it. So so council, there are at least 3 council members that would like to keep this on the agenda as an action item for next week. Okay, all right, thank you. All right, number 5, discussion items, proclamation for Bishop County Eagles track and field team, and Councilman Pollard, I'll turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Definitely, good afternoon, council. Guests, thank you for tuning in all online. But definitely come before you tonight to talk about Michigan County track team with an excellent job. As we recently know, they won state championship, also region champions as well, Michigan County track, and just to give recognition to them. But if I could, I guess borrow the TV for a little while.
Yeah, go ahead, my friend.
Share the screen. Okay, I'll go ahead and connect with, what's the Wi-Fi?
Should be the council chambers. Oh, yeah. Hold on for a second.
About ready to give out all state secrets.
You should spread that in the appropriate area, man.
Yes, sir.
Good?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, you good with that. Yes, sir.
True.
Team brought the state title back to Camilla. A goal head coach Jesse Atkins had since he ran on this very track.
I ran track here at Richard County, and as a sophomore and a senior, we came in second place in state overall. So I got the feeling as a player to come on the hard way, and I also had the feeling as a coach to come on with the actual championship trophy, and it feels amazing.
The Eagles dominated the three-day meet starting on day one, with 32 of the 77 points coming from field events. With only 2 qualifiers in 2023, the Eagles went from 6th place finish to the top of the podium. A big reason for the improvement, jumper Jaquavian Williams.
Same grade, I would worry about basketball, and I finally came to a grade.
His only goal was joining the team, win state.
Been winning basketball, so I came to track.
Mission accomplished. Williams competed in 4 events, accounting for 24 of the team's points. He set a new school record with a jump of 45 feet, 4.5 inches, holding the triple jump. He captured silver in the high jump, took bronze in the long jump, and ran anchor leg of the 4x2, helping his team to a 4th place finish. By the time the action hit the track, Terrell Mathis and his teammates knew it was their time to finish the job.
When we first got there, we had scored a lot of points in the field, and me and one Anderson, one of my colleagues, we had said we the back end play, we gonna do the rest. 45 of the Eagles' points came over the last 2 days of the meet, with top finishers in the 200, 800, 3200 relay, and the mile, finishing off what was an all-around team effort.
We're having a team that's so balanced, it's hard to compete with that. Having a team that was balanced made it, kind of easy for us to go and compete for a state title and bring it home.
In Coach Atkins' 2 years at the helm, the Eagles have won 2 consecutive region titles and a state championship. The quest for back-to-back titles starts now.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Just as you stated, back-to-back region championship and this year, 23-24, state championship, brought back home to a school right here in our very own city, Richard County High School, within the corporate city limits of Camilla. But I would be remiss if I did not mention and give reference to one of the most awesome coaches that was around before Mr. Justice, Coach Jerome Justice, that is out in our audience. As we think about what Coach Atkins was saying, the balance, and take a balance to do things such of this nature. When I think about that, I think about Coach Justice as well, this balance of the mixture of the components of the old and the new. Some things you can learn from the more seasoned people, the overall round balance. But I want you to pay very close attention to one of the things that one of the players also said. He's always speaking into his future. He didn't say my teammate, but he said my colleague. When I think about USA Olympic track and field, already speaking things into existence. So we take that as a win-win overall, and we can say that things are happening, improvements are happening. So with that, council, I will be asking for a consensus of The proclamation, which we know will be done for Mitchell County Track, invited them out to our next council meeting, but also taking a step further to ask for an additional 3 signs to be placed, signage of the championship to be placed at each one of the gateway points for this championship for Mitchell County High School track. Also add a little layer of that, just to have a conversation with Coach Atkins, see if he can get some of the kids, because we do know some of the kids that did participate have possibly gone on to college already, or other future players. But if we could gather some of the players, and along with city manager, when we get those, if it's approved, we get those signature plates back, that we can have Coach Atkins and some of the players to actually gauge the first hole for the placement of the first plate, the signage to be placed at one of the gateways points. So with that, Mayor, I would just ask for a consensus, a overall collaboration on the council for approval of the signages to be actually put at the gateway points, and along with the others, I think city manager may not have an objection with asking Coach Atkins to come out and help put the place post down.
Indeed. All right, so council, or at least 3 council members, the first thing, to move the proclamation for Mitchell County Eagles track and field team proclamation as an action item for next Monday night. Move this item to an action item of at least 3 council members. Okay. Also, council, is there at least 3 council members that would like to move the potential purchase of 3 gateway signs identifying the Mitchell County Eagles track and field team and their accomplishments? That funding, if approved, seems more natural will be for economic development, obviously, coming to this town. But today, is there at least 3 council members that will move that to an action item to be voted on next Monday? Okay. All right, thank you. Appreciate you, council.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
With that, Mayor, give back.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, council, as my brain has been trying to say since the beginning of the meeting, we've got Juneteenth coming up, and obviously a proclamation to celebrate freedom. And just remind everybody, we'll be celebrating Juneteenth here in the city of Camilla on June 15th, next Saturday. Everything starts downtown at about 1 o'clock. So please come out and participate, learn, and embrace the continuing concept of freedom in this country. And Juneteenth, obviously, is an important element of this country's history, and this is why we continue to proclaim it and celebrate what it means, freedom. So at this time, council, there are at least 3 council members that will move, that will approve moving, or consensus rather, moving the Juneteenth proclamation to a voting item, or an action item for next Monday night. Okay, thank you, council. All right. Are there any other discussion items? And again, we can cover, if it's not here, we can bring it up on the other, if you will, but any specific discussion items for any council members? Yes, sir.
I did plan to use other, but I'll definitely do it now.
Yes, sir.
The first, never both the city manager. First is with the recent Facebook post that just now with water. Upgrades happening.
Yes, sir.
Can you speak to that?
Yes, sir. There's I want to say check valve that needs to be replaced. And that is why we put that notice out on Facebook to notify everybody. My director will be on site just in case, so that if anything goes awry, we can hurry and let customers know right away, but that's tomorrow morning at 8.
And then, just, is that in relation to the other inquiry I made with the?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir, strictly maintenance.
Okay, cool. Any update with that one?
What, refresh on
There was
Pipes.
some, yes.
the pipe, yes, sir, the pipes, due to that big flood that we had just a couple weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, we did identify several pipes that looks like they're probably too small. But I would, with your permission, I would like to do a thorough feasibility study across our city. And so that we can come up with a strategic plan on how to replace those in the right order. As opposed to mine just replacing 1 or 2 here and there. I'm gonna start identifying, and then I'll work on costs, and then I'll be able to bring it back to this body. Probably going to, I'm probably will solicit the help of Stillwater or a contract like that to help them.
So right now, you need anything else from us?
No, sir, as long as I got permission to continue to go try to do that, then I'll be able to bring it back.
You need to move that at all, or good? We need 3 for that, or?
At this point, I'm just doing legwork.
Oh, okay, good deal.
Alright, thank you for that. And just the second one was with youth employment program. So got notification about the allocation, but just hasn't been dispersed to.
No, sir, as I know, we have not dispersed anything.
Thank you so much.
So, but just so that it's clear, as it relates to the youth employment program, is it, well, and I know the summer just started, obviously, but is there anything that we need to do?
At this point, I don't think so. I did it since we come to the team over here, just to see what else they may need. It's just simply acting on an update on them too.
Okay.
Just mainly seeing, because the summer's here, so just looking forward to just the recruitment of the kids and promotion of the program. So.
Okay. Mr. Manager, if you don't mind, tomorrow, let's have a conversation related to that. It's been how we can figure that out. Thank you. Okay.
That's all I got.
Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Also, Mr. City Manager, Mr. Dixon mentioned in his speaker appearance about the dilapidated housing. We know that summertime is coming down, and some of the properties have kind of getting out of hand. So, what are your goals into keeping this with the appearance of these dilapidated houses intact?
Yes, sir. These dilapidated houses that we can go onto that property and do it. I will make sure that we keep those lots clean. Obviously, we're gonna build it back to those property owners, the ones that are in some sort of property error, then the disputes among family members, we can continue, we'll talk to them. But just the ones that I know we can do, we'll go in there and make sure those are cleaned up. If the boards are falling off, I'll have either my team or some contractor to go back and get the boards back up.
Okay, with some of those dilapidated houses that you have the authority to do that, could we get a list of them so that we'll know, because I'm getting phone calls from citizens complaining about different properties that have grown up.
Yes, sir.
And if we don't have the authority to do that, we need to know, and I need to be able to share that with the citizens that are asking these questions.
I will get in that department tomorrow and get that list and I'll forward it out to you and talk about it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Any other questions or comments? All right, the first, the city posted Facebook post over the weekend related to Vocal 3 and 4. And just so that everybody understand what those are, members of the city council, myself, Councilman Pollard, Mayor Pro Tem Burley, and Councilman Morgan took a trip up to Augusta or Waynesboro, Georgia, where this nuclear plant is located. For those of you that don't know, as of last week, the state of Georgia became the largest producer of nuclear energy in this country, with 3 and 4 coming online. And the 3 and 4 is just the reactors that we have up there. So we had 2 before. And over the last 15 or 18 years or so, we've been building 2 more. And both of those are done now. Vogtle 3 came online last year, and the Vogtle 4 came online a couple of weeks ago. And what does that mean? That means that the city of Camilla, we're one of 49 cities that's part of the Municipal Electric Authority of Georgia here in the city of MEAG. So we are one of 49 cities that own our own utilities. So there is no Georgia Power or any of that kind of stuff here in the city of Camilla. The folks that are sitting around this dais right now, we are the governing authority. We decide what the rates are going to be. We decide everything electricity here in the city. So if and when you read anything about what Georgia Power or anybody else is doing, that has absolutely nothing to do with you here in the city of Camilla. And I think you've already seen here in the city of Camilla, whether Vogtle 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, we don't raise rates here in the city of Camilla. As a matter of fact, we give money back. You know what I mean? So I just want to make sure everybody understands that. Because obviously there are a lot of folks, when you talk about the PSC and these folks that help regulate Georgia Power and these types of things, they're doing some stuff as it relates to their customers. And just like we don't get into their business, they don't get into our business. So I just want to make sure that if and when you read some stuff as it relates to Georgia Power, that has nothing to do with you. You're not a Georgia Power customer. You are a city of Camilla customer, energy customer. So I just want to make sure that we're good with that. The second thing is that as it relates to the payments related to Vogtle 3 and 4, you've been paying for that since last year, even before 4 came online. So I also want to make sure that the customers here understand there is no shock to the system. We've already been in the system. So you're good. You know what I mean? So I just want to make sure that that's understood. One of the things that we will be getting is coming online as it relates to 4 variable costs. And I won't get into all of that. But the bottom line is we are receiving credits now for Vogtle 3 as it relates to that. So some of that stuff is going to get offset. But the bottom line for you is we're good. We're good here in the city of Camilla. And again, I feel very comfortable saying that is because we are probably the only city in this state that I know of that has returned credits back to our citizens. And the city manager, can correct me if I'm wrong, we've been paying our electric bill like we're supposed to.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I just want to make sure everybody's good on that. Make sure that stuff isn't conflicted. If you would, please pass the word on that. So that's Vogtle 3 and 4. We're going to be paying for this nuclear plant for about 40, 45 years. But the life of this plant is estimated at about 80 years. So imagine that. Our children's children are going to be enjoying some free, clean energy once Vogtle 3 and 4 are paid off. And these are the investments that you make today so that we grow towards tomorrow, so that there's no burden on our kids in the future. So that's why that is so significant. You're going to be paying 40, 45 years for an asset that you're going to get another 40 years on top of that for the life of it. So there's that. Second deal is next week, Tuesday, I'll be meeting with representatives that will start on our hotel survey. So majority of the city council has been very deliberate. We are on the verge of, and again, everybody, all you need to do is just ride around town and you will see the economic activity and the construction that is happening in the city. But at the same time, When we're having these things, these venues for entertainment and recreation, a brand new gym and these types of things, when folks come and visit us, they need somewhere to stay, somewhere modern. So next Tuesday, the first stage of hopefully bringing us a brand new hotel here, that conversation will start next Tuesday. And hopefully, before the year's out, or hopefully here in the next 120 days or so, we will have a report to see exactly what that will look like for the citizens of Camilla. And that may be another opportunity for some fun type stuff. But the bottom line is, you can't grow your economy if you can't have visitors. And if visitors want to stay in modern, nice facilities, that doesn't have anything, that's not saying anything negatively about our folks that are already here. But there's nothing wrong with new, right? New is good. Modern is good. And if we can get someone with one of these familiar names to attach their name to that, that would be even better. But you gotta have a catalyst. And the city of Camilla, through the URA, we are that catalyst. We are deadly serious about economic development in this city. And we're playing, obviously, over the last few decades, we're playing catch up, and this is stuff that we've done over the last 2.5 years. So culminating last year as a visionary city. So the city of Camilla is moving in the right direction. Not gonna happen overnight. We're not gonna correct or enhance everything over the last 30, 40 years. But we're moving in the right direction. So I want the citizens of this city to remain encouraged. Good things are happening in the city, but you gotta take my word for it. You can see it with your own eyes. Folks are coming here, businesses are coming here, folks are moving here, apartments are coming here, homes are coming here. We are poised to lead this region in economic development, and I'm excited about that. All right. Double check here. All right. That's it for me, council. Anybody have anything else? Yes, sir.
Something comes to mind, any updates on the alcohol permit?
Absolutely. We should have an application, that and the spay and neuter program before the month is out. And to be honest with you, the hope would be, and again, there's nothing that requires council approval, but I think between now and Monday night, we should be very close, if not ready, with that on the street. And I appreciate you asking that question. So, towards the end of last year, the citizens of Camilla said that they wanted this. And what we've done our due diligence. We've taken the last 6 months to make sure that we roll this thing out, we roll it out for real. And it's perfect, because that's another source of revenue that's going to be coming into our budget and probably won't be captured in this upcoming budget. So just imagine having some surprise revenue that we had budgeted for. So that's going to be pretty good. So appreciate that question, sir. All right, any other comments?
If I may, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
The LMA project, the second round, we are due to submit that tomorrow morning. So hopefully we'll have all that done. Myself and the contractor worked on it today, so we should have all of that done. North side started moving the metal connexes today so that we can start the drainage project to eventually go ahead and get that cul-de-sac finished. That should have started today. And let me see, there's other project. Oh yeah, the contractor to do the demolishing of the old Boys and Girls Club. Today they were due to submit their payment and performance bond. Once they do that and it checks out by York, we give them 2 weeks So they should be in here knocking down that building, prior to the end of this month. So we give them at least 2 weeks after that performance bond.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes, sir.
In relation to budget as well, the proposed timeline, is what you.
Yes, sir. That, I think the first time that I bring it to you guys, we're probably gonna be a couple of weeks in advance this time. We have been through all the department heads at least twice now. We've done all their capital requests. Some of them are trying to move some things around. So by the time we put them black and white to bring it to you all, and I will have to look at that calendar, but I will tell you, we're far ahead than we were last year. Only because of, everybody's been through it now, so they understand what you're looking for. With the exception of, I think, planning and zoning and utilities, but again, those guys run fast.
And with that being said, speaking of the demolition over at the Bar Girl Club, did we even get the AC units removed?
Yes, sir, I took out, talking to Ms. Peoples, we took out the good AC units, moved them over to the Arts building, and the ones that we know that were broken, we properly disposed of them, and the other 1 or 2 that we have, we got it stored down at Public Works.
So they have already been moved to the,
Arts building? Yes, sir, already installed.
And my apologies, council, Mr. Jester, Coach, my apologies for putting you on the spot here. But there's something that we've been talking about, internally, for the last few months as it relates to Mr. Oscar Jackson. And how can this city, recognize him and his service to, the city. And if you don't mind, Mr. Jester, can you just talk a little bit about, Mr. Jackson, come on up. Johnson, sorry. Dawson.
I apologize for the incorrection.
That's all right.
It isn't Oscar Jackson, but he did not work with this.
It
Oscar Dawson. Many of you are too young to know Oscar Dawson. He started with the electrical department. He worked up, going to clinics and workshop to become head of the electrical department. And he lost his life on the light fixtures at the baseball field north of the Mitchell County Middle School. He fell out of the bucket of the vehicle that extend you up into the light fixture. And to me, he was an honorable employee, an honorable family man, and I think we need to give some recognition to a person that lost their life working for this organization, climbing from the bottom to the top. Thank you.
I really appreciate that. And just let you know, council, and that's what I left a minute ago to go talk to the coach related to Mr. Dawson. And again, these conversations we've been having these internally for the last at least 6 months, I believe. And but we have not presented it here at this council. So if you don't mind, council, if there's a consensus, if we can have the city manager investigate or inquire, obviously, as Mr. Jester has indicated, the service to this city and all that happened surrounding the tragedy of his death, to see if we can recognize Mr. Dawson in an official way here in the city. And Mr. City Manager, if there is no objection, from the council, let's see if we can have that conversation by July's work session.
Yes, sir.
All right, any objection, council?
No.
All right, thank you. Okay, all right, anything else? All right, appears that we have reached the end of our agenda, gentlemen, so at this time, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
We are adjourned, thank you, everybody, appreciate you, Madam Attorney.
No problem, have a good evening.
You too.
Yeah, they did put the project, that was just some old. I can take
Yeah, it's in there.